Hello and welcome, people of the YouTubes. I'm Shadowhawk 2012, and this is This War of Mine, which is the new Let's Play I will be starting today. We are going to be attempting to survive the horrors of war in a house which will be our home until the ceasefire is called. In the first game I've actually completed of this, which is this one, the America Marin Katia, this took 25 days, but we did start in winter, and starting in winter is a really evil thing here. We're going to start with a random setup though, and we shall see who we get and how this turns out. So, we're pressing the random button now. We will lose a kind of progress, but that's fine. Day 1. For day 1, we will be trying to get as much stuff as possible, and getting the first few important things built in order to allow us to progress and move on. There's a few industries we need to get set up early for our survival. Firstly, we need to get food established as early as possible, but it's not the priority for until day 2. People can go 2 days without suffering many ill effects of food, so we're trying to feed them on odd days only, where possible. The house is sometimes different each time, depending. There's sort of, I've seen 2 or 3 variations of it. This one, I believe, though I've seen before. This looks fairly similar to the one I was last on, actually. But there is one that I've seen which has a treehouse at the back as well. And we have 4 people here. That's going to be a problem. War has been raging for countless months, and the besieged city has been reduced to a sea of ruins by constant shelling. Going outside during daylight is like inviting the snipers to target practice. Everything's in short supply, and what little aid reaches the city is seized by the most ruthless and the best armed. Few residents were lucky enough to flee, the unlucky ones, like Zlata, Sveta, Anton, and Pavel, who missed the last refugee convoy and are left fend for themselves. Ordinary people with no survival skills, huddling in the ruins, relying on only each other to survive. Now, 2 of these characters are new to me. Loves children, fast runner, good mathematician, and bolsters spirits. Oh, he's the musician. I haven't found where the guitar case or the broken guitar is, but that's useful enough. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to go and... Thank you. Will you actually get down? Thank you. It's sort of hanging on the edge here, but we need to actually go and clear out as much of this as possible. You're going to go straight for that, so you're going to unlock that door. You're going to grab whatever that is there. Grab all of those. Excellent. And where's the other person? You need to go up, and we have some lockpicks. Go grab other things. Once I've got enough materials, what I'll do... You might as well clear that off, actually. A shovel's better to do this, but we have 4 people, so we've got a bit of time spare. Some electronics, another lockpick, some water, some electronic components. Meanwhile, you... Once we grab all of those... I think we'll go and build something, because we're going to need something built here. Yeah, I'm not playing this full screen. It doesn't seem to scroll particularly well. You can go search there. Right, what we need to build at the moment is a metal workshop. This, we're going to need to build tools, like shovels. Meanwhile, you can unlock, or go and clear that area out, actually. Yeah, it does scroll. It's just not very particularly good. Now what we want to do is we want to build a shovel to get rid of all the rubble piles, because it takes far less time to do it that way. We've got a lot of materials, but as you can see, food's an issue. Right. You explore that. You clear out that rubble pile. You go clear out that rubble pile. It'll take you longer to do it, but it's better than nothing right now. Okay, excellent. Now we can make some tools. We're going to build the shovel first. Once that's built, we'll be able to dig the piles more efficiently. So off you go and dig that out. It will take ages without a shovel, but that's what we're building at the moment. The hope is to try and clear the house out, at least get some things done. I don't know what the good mathematician does. I'll have to look some of this up, I think, but... No, only Pavel is Pavel's the only character I know about, actually, from the previous run-throughs of this game. And he just runs faster than everybody else, so he's quite good for sneaking, or at least getting away from things. Right, that's done. Anton, build a crowbar as well. We have one shovel now. So clear that out. Next up, we're going to move you away. And the shovel will mysteriously transport around. 2 bits of food. Food's going to be a real concern of ours very shortly, I think. Much easier with a shovel. It's not to say we can't do it. It's just, alright, we'll wait for the crowbar to be built, get that done. Crowbar that away. Feeling hungry and it's... Oh, okay, one of them's ill. We actually don't have any beds built either. That's the next kind of important thing, I suppose. Crowbar that away. Concentrate on digging that out. Yeah, build a bed. Which we're going to make, and we're going to place the beds down here. Or at least a couple of the beds. Alright, just wait for that to the crowbar to appear. Grab that. We've got some books, which will keep us sane. We have some bandages. We have more herbs. Also, now that we're no longer digging out their piles, you can go and do that. Grab a shovel. You can crowbar the last thing. We have some basic foods. In fact, vegetables are good. Vegetables, combined with food and water, and fuel, which we don't have any of. We'll have to find some. All that combined allows us to go and... Well, we actually need a stove before we do any of that. Yeah, stove next. Once bed is built, stove. Not necessarily important today if we don't get it done, but we need to get... We need to get food. And with 4 of us, we need more food than I would normally account for. Right. So, rainwater collection is probably quite useful here, but... Actually, no, I don't even have to build both. And arguably, we don't need the rainwater just yet. So I'm going to hold off. Meanwhile, is there anything worth getting here? We can make more lockpicks. We can't... We need gun parts to make that. Actually, what I need to do is I need to get 7 more parts, upgrade this, then we can get a hatchet. What the hatchet will allow us to do is to basically destroy all of the furniture, and that'll get us some more fuel and wood. I say people have got a lot of storage space. That's basically us out of this now, isn't it? Yeah. You're ill, you rest in bed. That makes sense to me, really. We only have one person who can do that, though. Okay. So based on what we know, we need 3 more parts in order to make the... upgrade that workshop so we can then make a hatchet. We need 5 weapon parts, I believe, to make a hatchet as well, which we don't have any of. We also need to make a stove. Actually, none of them are hungry this day, so we can actually wait until day 3 for the food, I think. So we need, from what I've gathered here, we need 13 parts from wherever we scavenge. Sorry, I'm just grabbing notepad. You learn to take notes in this game, so 13 parts is the priority here. We also could do with weapon parts. We need 5 of those. Okay. So we'll exit that. We don't need to do anything else here particularly. We've cleared out the house on day 1. The only thing we could do with doing is building another bed. And since you're sick, you might as well rest. Does anybody else have any afflictions? No. We also can't afford to have Zlata die. It might even be worth putting some pills in him, but I'd prefer to save that if we can. If the hospital turns up as one of the places we can visit, we can actually send Zlata there, and he can be healed there. The hospital is a really, really useful place, and it's going to be really tempting. It's going to be really hard not to be stealing from there, actually. It causes negative effects, makes people depressed, but it's going to be tempting. Do we not have a chair? We start with a chair, I think. But it doesn't appear as if we have one. Okay. We have 3 places we can go. The abandoned cottage, the ruined villa, Some people live there against all odds, must have some supplies stacked, or the quiet house. Unless we're willing to steal, there's nothing there. We want huge amounts of weapons, sounds good to me. Weapons parts would be very useful. Looking at things here, so Zlata can sleep in the bed. I can put you on guard duty. We're going to have you sleep, but you're not going to sleep very well. And we're going to have Pavel scavenge. You can hold 12 things, and I'm not going to give him any equipment. Sometimes I'll give him either a crowbar or some lockpicks if I know there's something there, but first night there I don't know anything, so we're just going to go and grab what we can. Hopefully we'll find some weapon parts. Failing that, we'll just grab whatever seems interesting or unusual at the time. A lot of stuff apparently still left. So those are shell casings. We don't actually need those yet, but we can use those in combination with gunpowder and other things to make, well, to make bullets. And again, more shell casings, but we're going to grab everything except the shell casings here. So we've got some parts, we've got some electrical components. We have 12 of the things we need there. That's a good start. We're going to go down and round at this point. I don't believe there's anybody on this one by default, and also, no, I thought there was a rubbish pile, there isn't. Yeah, we'll grab all of that, excellent. There could be people here. You'll see sort of red dots if he notices noise. It's not necessarily always, yeah, lots of wood. We don't need to grab wood at this stage. Not necessarily always somebody. Oh, there is somebody. Or there's something there. Could be a rat. Could be a person. We don't know. Okay, I'm going to leave 4 slots free for now. There's plenty of stuff here. I just want to see if we can get anything that's rarer than what we currently got. There we go. So 2 weapon parts. And also fertilizer. Fertilizer is quite useful, I find, for catching rats, which we will need to do. Up we go. And yeah, it's a rat. Just a rat there, so that's fine. More electronic components, which are always worth grabbing. There's a certain amount you need for the higher level upgrades and things, so it's worth picking up any electronic components you see. There is a time limit. At 5 AM it's dawn, and at 5 AM if we aren't back at 5 AM, we're going to start having some problems. Oh, that's a lot of food. That is a good amount of food to find now. There's also sugar there. Now, sugar is useful for moonshine. I think I'm going to dump the wood in the fridge, because that's exactly where I want to keep it. We're going to grab the water as well. You can also see there's a rubbish pile, but I should be able to clear that easily. That's 4. They stack in 4, so I can afford to do that. We're going to run across, and we're going to try and clear this out. If there's something good behind the rubbish pile, this will be worth it. But it will take him ages to clear. But not long enough to worry us at this stage. We got plenty of time. If I could find 3 more weapon parts, that would be ideal, because that means I can then build the hatchet, and then we don't need wood and fuel for the time being. Failing that, we're going to have to wait and see what we can grab. But, yeah, fertilizer is definitely useful. We might even return to this house second day once I find out what tools I do need. But we have enough to upgrade the metalsmith workshop at the very least, and with some weapon parts we could at least, I think, build a saw, which allows us to get through grated bars, which I believe are at the top. If not, if it only needs a crowbar, then I can come back next night with a crowbar and deal with that then. But I would like to clear this place out, if possible. Which will take 2 or 3 nights, so with 12 capacity. Okay, that took him a fair amount of time, but now we can get behind and see what's behind this door. Is it locked? Yes! But, yeah, you know, we've dealt with one of the obstacles, and I don't need to now grab a shovel for next time. I don't want to use the gun anymore. It's broken and buried in the backyard. Ooh, we now know there's a gun in the backyard. Which is useful. One more part takes us up to 4 there. It doesn't look as if we are going to get any more because I think this is locked as well. Okay. So... only got 2 weapon parts, which is a bit annoying, really. But we now know that there's something buried in the backyard, and yes, there we are. Broken gun, and 2 more weapon parts. The broken pistol we're going to grab at this stage. We are 1 short of what we need, part-wise, but that is a successful night, I believe. I could ferry some things back and forth, but I don't urgently need to. This isn't a dangerous area. There's no need for me to do anything time restrictive. So, just putting on my notes, I need 1 weapon part. And I definitely need a crowbar. Or I need to take a crowbar with me next time. Okay, day 2. Plenty of fine stuff. And we're going to be using some of it straight away, I think. So to start with, we want you to go down to the... oh, you're sick and recovering. Actually, we don't really need you to be there right now. Because otherwise we're going to have some problems. Okay, you're tired. Let's go and upgrade this first. We can go 1 more day of being tired. Upgraded weapon workshop. Next, we're going to see if we can build another bed. If we've got enough components to do that, that's going to be awesome. If not, we're going to have to think about doing something else with those. I mean, in fact, I should probably wait anyway. We can build a second bed. It'll take up all of our wood to do that, though. But we could do it. We might need to do it as well, actually. But well, let's just see. All right. Saw would only take components. The axe would take wood, but we can't build that anyway. So, knowing we're going to need to do that, I'm going to put down 5 wood for our little things to scavenge. 1 weapon part. In fact, no, sorry, that'll be 2 weapon parts. Actually, we didn't need a saw initially, did we? We will need saws, but we don't need one just yet. Also, nearly enough to build a thing there. Okay. Even though it's definitely not the good thing to do at this stage, I'm going to go and look at things. So 5 wood is for the cooker. I'm going to just write that down. So we need to be able to cook things. But for now, we could do that. We'd also need some parts. Yeah, 3 parts. That won't be a problem. We'll get parts pretty much anywhere we go. Let's make another bed. Because we need people to not be tired. I think we're probably going to skip day 2 or the rest of it anyway once we got some people sorted out here. Unfortunately, I do have to kind of wait and do things in shifts, but yeah. 6, slowly recovering. Not much I can do there, really. Slept poorly, hungry, tired, hungry, tired. I'd like Pavel to get some sleep because he's going to be heading back out again tomorrow. Because I can't spend Zlata. Nope, Zlata, go back to bed. Sorry, if you're clicking the if you're on the portrait, that's who you're sort of controlling at this stage. You slept poorly and are hungry. You are just tired because you were staying up all night. I'm hoping that you'll recover enough that we can afford to not have to build another bed quite so soon. Temperature at least is good. 20 centigrade is fine. If it goes below 15, we'll need a stove. Snipers can indeed still be around. Also, because he's only tired, not very tired, he might wake up and we'll be able to swap shifts. If it comes to it, if the worst comes to worst, we can eat the food that's in the fridge without cooking it, but you need 2 of those to basically take you up a condition from either very hungry to hungry or hungry to fine. So it's not something I want to do if I can avoid it. other thing, other considerations, upgrading here. This is mostly me looking at it. I'm not going to do this just yet, but we need 14 parts, 7 wood, which we should hopefully have, and 4 of the cogs, I'm calling them. I forget what they're actually called, but I just refer to them as cogs. Okay. And other than that, we're just going out with a crowbar. I'm not broadcasting this, am I? Steam? Am I broadcasting this? Okay. So, apparently I'm now live on Steam. Huzzah for that. Good going me. I don't know how well this is going to be streaming, and I don't plan to be doing this an awful lot, but hurrah, hello, Dyphon, welcome aboard. Oh, you probably can't even hear me, actually, because I don't think I've got my mic synced up to this, but not to Steam, anyway. So, yeah, that's a little odd. But there's not much I can really do at this stage. I've just got to wait. We do have some tradable items, which are quite interesting for later. We can afford to trade away the lockpicks. We can possibly trade away the broken gun if we can find another one later. We have holes in our walls and various breaches which we want to repair. Okay, excellent. You're rested. That means we need you to get to there. We might just have enough time for you to rest up properly. While you're resting, though, we're going to end the night. We're going to go straight on to day. We're going to go straight on and finish up day 2. So new places have appeared. We have the Shelled School, which most of the cells have collapsed. So it might be a good idea to bring a shovel and some other tools. Materials, meds, parts, some food. The supermarket. The supermarket's horrible. I'm not going to be doing the supermarket. We're going to go back to the quiet. Nope, we're going to go back to the abandoned cottage at this point because we still want those weapons. We're going to be going with Pavel, and we're going to be taking this time. You're still, yeah, sleep in bed, and you can go on. Actually, you're on guard duty. Basically, he's half, but we need to just work this out here. So sleep in bed. You're on guard duty, being the good mathematician that you are. You can count how many people you can see and hopefully deal with them. So Pavel, you will go out. We will prepare, and we shall take a crowbar with us. Scavenge. So we have 2 things from earlier. We have our gun. Hopefully we can find some weapon parts. Weapon parts would be ideal. If we can just find 1 more of those, we're taking them. I might even take the shell casings. But for now, let's rush along and get that done. There'll be nobody here because there isn't anybody here typically. Let's hope there's something good in there. I'd love there to be some more food. There's also stuff in there we do want. Okay, that's not bad. It's not brilliant, because I haven't actually checked who is a smoker, but I imagine we got some. Now, that moonshine is good for trade. We should have a trader come up in the next few days. I'm half tempted to take the ammunition as well, but we'll see what we find. There's other more important things we do need. Let's crowbar open the door, and let's see if we can't get there. There's sounds. The white sphere you're seeing when he makes noise, yeah, that's where people can hear. So somebody can hear us. But it's just a rat in there. Now, come on, weapon parts. Yes, there's a weapon part. Joy of joys, there's a weapon part. There's also some fertilizer. There is some books. So another roll up if you want to go and double up on that. I'm going to take the fertilizer. We did need a cog for something. I've got that noted down, but we're going to have to prioritise in a little bit. We're not going to take all of this with us. I just want to know what's here. Yeah, we're taking the medicine. Yeah, vitally important we take the medicine. But we're going to have to take some parts here. So the good news is we can make a crowbar. So, not a crowbar. We can make the thing we need. I'm going to dump the cigarettes at this point. I don't know necessarily whether that's going to be a good news for us. I'm also going to dump the bullets. We don't need those. I'm going to take that, and some wood. And I think that'll do for day 2. We might come back here for day 3 looking at this, but we've kind of done everything we could here. There is a lot of sugar. Sugar is moonshine, which, yeah, is a good high-value trading item. But I think we're just going to leave. We're going to leave tonight and come back. And next time, we'll move on to day 3 and day 4. So, Shadowhawk 2012. Till next time.